Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. I call the Economic Development Authority meeting of New Ulm to order. Item 1 is the roll call. We do have a quorum present. Item 2.1, EDA June 10th, 2025 minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 3.1 is the administrative activities, June of 2025.
All right, good morning, President Mark Graff and Commissioners. I do have a few items to point out this morning. Note under the Section 8 report, as I've mentioned previously, Sunset Apartments has decided not to renew their Section 8 contract with HUD, similar to what we went through with Linderhof Park Apartments earlier this year. Their contract will expire on September 30th, so we have submitted an application to receive an additional 21 enhanced vouchers for those tenants. In talking with Sunset Apartments management, they only have 6 tenants currently utilizing their vouchers, so it should be a pretty easy transition to get them switched over to working with us, and then the other vouchers will just become housing choice vouchers. So that program with these additional vouchers, I believe, will have gone from 127 to 204. So quite a increase in our Section 8 vouchers. In the public housing program, note that with Eagle Eye Mayor Backer over here noticing our surplus seemed quite off, I did find the mistake, and the numbers have been corrected, and as of June 30th, at the end of our fiscal year, we had a surplus of about $110,000, not the $400,000 or $500,000 that was reflected in last month's report. Good catch. Note under the homebuyer assistance loan, 2 applications were received. They have been placed on the waiting list. And if funding becomes available, we'll be able to start working with them. Under the Get It Ready loan program, note that one loan closed in the amount of $31,000. End of report.
I'll make a motion to accept the Economic Development Authority administrative activities for the month of June 2025.
I'll second that. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4.1, Section 8, Management Assessment Program.
All right, this is a report that we're required to submit to HUD every other year. The last CMAP report was submitted in 2023, and we received an overall performance rating of high performer with a score of 100%. We do expect to receive the same score again this year, but we'll get it submitted, and then I will let you know when I hear back on our score for 2025. So this Section 8 Management Assessment Report is a nationwide reporting process for all housing authorities that administer the Section 8 program to give HUD information to assess how we're managing the program. Through the process, HUD identifies projects or agencies requiring additional oversight. So if you score, I think it's 60% or below, you're considered a troubled agency, and then they do more oversight with you to get you back on track. But we have always either been standard or high performing, so. The report's attached. It's basically just answering simple questions. Are we following our policies? Are we taking people off the waiting list? According to our policies, do we review our utility allowance schedule on a regular basis? Do we inspect the units as scheduled? Things like that. And for most of the answers, we are. There are some sections of the report that don't, they're not applicable to our program because we're a small HRA. So some of the answers you'll notice have been left blank.
I'll make a motion to receive the Section 8 Management Assessment Program report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025, and authorize submittal to HUD.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5.1, EDA July 8th, 2025 claims list.
I do just want to point out there was a large expense to GOG sheet metal. That was preventative maintenance in our mechanical room at Broadway House related to our hot water for the building. We replaced our storage tank, our heat exchanger, pump and valve for that system. It was recommended by maintenance staff that we look at replacing all of those items so that we didn't have a situation where the system went out and we didn't have hot water in the building, and then we're in a situation of having to do an emergency repair. So
I'll make a motion to approve the EDA July 8th, 2025 claims list.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6.1, approve site plan for North Broadway lots.
Commission President, Commissioners, at your February 11th meeting, you approved the site plan for the sale of the 4th and Broadway lots. The original concept included mixed-use development, but now the property owner and developer are seeking approval for revised plans that are purely commercial. This is driven by the building configuration. It now has 3 commercial spaces. The associated parking requirements for these commercial spaces and the drive-through that would go through there leave no room for the parking requirement for any residential units. And so the reason we're asking for approval is, one, it is a change from the original, but on the deed there is restricted covenants on there that it has to be for housing and or mixed use. So with your approval, we can have the attorney have an amendment or change that deed to strike that from the deed.
I read the report. We still have a need for retail space. We still have a need to have that property developed. I understand that a lot of stuff maybe isn't working out for space restrictions and things like that. So I am in approval of the new plan. So I'll make a motion to approve the updated site plan for North Broadway lots and authorize the city manager to sign updated documents prepared by the city attorney.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7.1, Economic Development Activity Report.
I will just highlight a few things here. Under the Commercial Property Rehab Loan Program, a new application was received, and under the Small Business Loan Program, one loan closed in the amount of $10,000. Chris and I have been meeting with Better City on the EDA strategic plan. You've all received a survey and are getting those completed. We have a follow-up visit with them, I believe, on Thursday to go over the survey results. So that's moving along. And then I'll just note that Wendy Anderson's second quarter report is attached. End of staff report.
And then one other note, as of right now, both our cannabis licenses or registrations are spoken for. Did we issue the registrations yet for those?
I believe she was last week. She was working on that. So if they're not done yet, they will be soon.
Okay, yeah, and those will go to council for approval. So at this point, both of them are spoken for.
A motion to accept the Economic Development Activity Report for June 2025 activities.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.1, Newbrick 2025 second quarter report.
We have Tim Canuck from Newbrick here. If you have any questions for him, he can step up to the podium.
Good morning. Steve says hello and welcome from Italy. He's actually on his way back. And he also wanted to extend a thank you for everything that you guys are doing to work with Newbrick. We appreciate that. Thank you. Do you have any questions this morning at all?
I've had several inquiries about the tiny houses.
Yes,
Are there any schematics or drawings of what it could look like?
there are. Yes, there are.
Would they be available or?
Yes, Steve could provide them. I think he's going to be back tomorrow.
Okay.
So I
great.
will pass that on to him that he can provide that to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we can also send them to Heather if that, you'd like to share that.
Sure. Yeah, I could share him with the group here.
Yes.
Wasn't there something in the city council packet?
Those were, I wouldn't say those are probably what's going to be built, but examples of what could be built. So I
Oh.
think they have actual schematics now.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Tim, I guess unrelated to, what I'm seeing here, which is some very good work. Like I see Bolton and Menk has donated kind of the engineering plans for the project and looking at a lot of the connections that you guys are making with other organizations and higher education and those type of things. I'm just curious if you guys are working on a plan for financial independence and what that looks like.
Yeah, I think our first step with that, of course, is the tiny home project, starting with 2 units to be built this year, and then a total of 15. That should provide adequate cash for our initiative to keep moving forward. The final numbers aren't out yet on that. I know Steve's still working on that, and. Along with that, we have some other initiatives that we think that would, including still working with 3M, that isn't off the table yet. We just haven't had the time to dedicate towards it. I think that'll still happen this summer, sometime this summer.
If there's no other questions, I'd make a motion to receive the Newbrick 2025 second quarter report.
Second that.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There being no further business on the agenda, this meeting is adjourned.